talk about the technology which is we're using daily almost, but it's not really known well. So this is about the wallet technology. But first, before we go there, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Marek Trusinski. I'm engineer fellow, solution architect, working for Zebra Technologies. Zebra Technologies is located in Holtzville, on Long Island. We used to be Symbol, then we were Motorola, and now we're Zebra. This is the agenda of this meeting today. So I would like to quickly introduce Zebra, so people are not going to mix us with some zoo things. Landscape of the digital wallet technology. I want to tell you what happened with this, why this is so important. We're using this daily, but maybe we don't know everything what we should know and understand, and what value Zebra brings to the table, what you can do with our solution, with our hardware and SDK. Go a little bit overview of the use cases, so you're going to understand what you can do with this and how you could be successful, how you can expand your markets or your reach to different regions of the even globe. Apple VAS, Google Smart App, we're going to discuss this a little bit. Zebra value-added services, we're going to discuss how to set up our SDK, why you're going to need the SDK, what value SDK going to bring for you, and security consideration. So at the end, we're going to talk about what differentiates Zebra solution, hardware plus software, with anything which is available on the market, which is not much. If you take a look at, if you start looking at the Google, start searching the Google, even with AI support, you're not going to see much. You're going to see only Zebra and a couple other handful enterprises. So who is this Zebra technology? So Zebra gives 95% of Fortune 500 companies real-time visibility into their operation. So we provide, and I show you later, we provide support to those markets. So we're number one in mobile computing, where I work. We also provide number one in the scanning, number one in RFID readers, desktop printing, tablet printing, and mobile printing. So also additional businesses which we're expanding, and we have already is machine vision and imagine, is software businesses and robotic and automation. So this is the businesses which Zebra is, and we global sales $4.58 billion. We have 128 offices all over the world, 6.8 thousand patents, including a couple of mine. 9.7 thousand of employees, about 9.8 thousand employees all over the world. We work through the channels. So we have the channel partners which sell our product, which work directly with us, and then they sell to their customers. And R&D, we put about 11% of our R&D for the development. What is the wallet technology? It's a digital technology which allows storing digital information on your smartphone, on iPhone and on Google. You know that iPhone actually came up with this idea. They call this, they call this wallet, of course, from the beginning. But they start expanding to the VAS. So all the digital equivalent of the physical wallet is just that's we call the wallet. Yeah. So you can store the credit card. But if you store more than credit card, non-payment information, like, for example, your driver license, your boarding passes, or ski pass, then that's called this non-payment, and that's called this VAS, value-added services. Equivalent of the Google, the same service from Apple, is they call this Google Smart App, but Google also, internal, they call VAS, value-added services. So on the right side, you see what we can really do, what is the use cases, event tickets, mobile driver license, boarding passes, and I tell you what's the differentiate between the mobile driver license and that's just regular event tickets. When you go to the event, you go for Taylor Swift concert. That's the different how you approach this, in your software. how you need to develop your application, so you're going to see that there is a more or less security. And we'll talk about this a little bit later. And what was actually driving the wallet and the digitalization? So believe it or not, that was the pandemic. Pandemic, we're sitting home and nobody wants to touch anything. Nobody wants to have 5 credit cards and, touch this, touch that. Yeah, it was just perfect. Just have the cell phone with all the information there, and just do what you need to always do. 99% of the smartphones will be capable of making some contactless NFC, contactless transactions, including payment. The payment is actually driving factor, I would say, yeah, because everybody puts Apple Pay, Google Pay, and Samsung Pay, Zebra Pay. Everybody has some kind of blah, blah, blah pay. So, but we see there's also 6.2 billion of the users, that's information a little bit older, using the smartphones. So means that this is going to be going this direction, and the wallet going to be at some point predominant technology. So Apple already discussing with the they're discussing with all the states, but 6 states already have a mobile driver license using the NFC. Advantages of that is that, when let's say you go and rent a car, you give the driver license, they take a picture, you don't know what they do with this, yeah? With the mobile driver license, they ask you for specific information. You select on your device specific information. And this is additional information that, 60% of the worldwide population are going to be using the smartphones. And this is growing trend. And then one thing which I want to tell you that, when you're leaving home, you can perhaps forget your key, but never cell phone. And that's the truth. So what's the difference? What Zebra brings to the table? Yeah, okay, you're going to say, okay, I have all those cell phones, I have the iPhone, I have the Google, so I need Zebra. Yes, those devices, which the consumer devices, they can store this information, store the driver license, store the passes, but you need somebody who's going to be able to interrogate those devices, extract the data, validate the data, and provide the pass-fail to the application. So it's not that simple. So I can use the iPhone, I can do that. No, iPhone cannot do that, because to do that, you require to have special RF signal. Only special chip with the RF signal, which I'm going to be talking later, has this capability to interrogate the iPhone, and iPhone once sees this special signal, oh, you want to talk, you want some information from wallet, and you want it from device, fine, well, let's talk further. And then it's exchange of the key, exchange all the information. So that's what the Zebra brings to the table, with the reader, with the validator. So everybody who come to the concert, yeah, they have the cell phones, but somebody needs to validate. There needs to be somebody who has this reader, which is going to grab the information and pass to the application. This is the use cases which we see right now. And hospitality, that's the one thing. Concierge service, VP accesses, sport and entertainment. We have big, we can support big events. So people coming with the iPhones now. And I have actually a solution I can show you later that if you have the family of 4, you don't really take 4 cell phones, yeah? You put all 4 tickets to one cell phone. Our technology is the way that you want up, you just scroll the 4 tickets, and our cell phone can read this. So that's what Zebra brings to the table. Retail, transportation, law enforcement, ID validation, of course, yeah, healthcare, insurance cards, and so on, so on. And this is growing. This is just the beginning, just the taste of the technology. Like I said, we're all using this, we all know this, but maybe we don't really understand what is it, how we got to this point. What 7 great reasons to choose Zebra technology? First of all, we support 2 different protocols which Apple requires. One is the ECP, they call it ECP1, ECP2, Enhanced Contactless Polling. This is the RF signal, which when Apple sees this RF signal, I'm going to say, oh, you want, if this ECP1, you want less secure information from me, fine, I'm going to give it to you. Of course, there's more key exchange, more information. Then is ECP 2.0, which, Apple sees this and says, oh, you want a little bit more secure information. No problem, I'm going to give it to you. So we support this by default. So you don't need to do anything on our device. All this thing is part of the firmware. So that's the one thing. So going forward, because it's the firmware, so moving your business application from Android to Android, you don't need to do any changes. That's another thing. Our device is very fast reader. I did some testing, some compatibility testing and some speed testing. Apple was not able to reset yet itself to bring another pass, and our device was already waiting for the reading pass. So when it brings so fast, Apple is not. So we're going to be failing second reading because Apple is not available. So we're very fast. We also have the additional capabilities on all Zebra products, which you can enhance the performance. You can even make even faster readings. So that's, of course, everything is designed to really be efficient for the battery, because that's important. Yeah, you perhaps gonna have the reading of the event when 1,000 people gonna come. Yeah, and you have to read this. So we optimize for that. We can read 8-10 hours, no problem. NFC is just the polling signal. We have additional services. It's very easy to integrate. We designed the way that we have if you have business application which is already running and you just want to switch to Zebra devices, we allow you to use the standard NFC SDK from Google. So you don't need to do anything. But I tell you what is the problem with that, yeah, later on. Or you can use the SDK, our SDK, which gives you all capabilities, give you lots of advantages. And I talk about it a little bit later. How VAS works. So you go into a website, Ticketmaster, you're purchasing the ticket, yeah? Let's call again Taylor Swift. We're going for the ticket. We're going with the whole family. You purchase this from your iPhone or from Google phone. You're loading to the wallet. You need to make some steps, take some steps, approve this. Once approved, then you go into the event, and our device is right there. Our device is going to be interrogating the devices and going to be reading the pass, and going to be making decision for the application. Yes, this is good. You can go, and then you just move that through the gate and going forward. Google again. Our devices can also read that Google, but no hardware, special hardware is required. Just any signal, any RF signal, any NFC signal, going to be able to interrogate the Google and go ahead. Our devices also, which I perhaps talk a little bit later, so sometimes you have the passes which are NFC/barcode, QR code. We also have the capabilities. We can decode both of them. If somebody's coming, bought the pass, doesn't have the iPhone, doesn't have the NFC working, just only barcodes, QR code, then we can do that. Yeah, so our device is capable to do this as well. To be able to sell the product to our customers and used by anybody, we need to go through the very complicated Apple VAS certification. So we have already 12 products certified by Apple, so means that we can do, and that's another point which I'm going to make later on, why this is critical or important for you, what's going to give you the additional value when you use our SDK on our product. So we have already 12 Apple devices, Zebra devices certified with Apple, and 16 devices certified with Google. And you see the difference, yeah? 4 still pending because you know that. I don't have to say anything. This is the mobile devices which we have here. I just want to point at. We have, again, this is the tablets. We have everything. We have the personal shoppers, everything. If we talk about this, what we offer for the customers. So we offer the SDK. What SDK gonna solve your problems? And I wrote a couple information here. First of all, Android does not handle very well EC, electrical curve keys. Our SDKs, you don't have to do anything. We just give you APIs. You do everything what you need to do. This is required for authentication of the pass with Google or even Android. So you could, again, design, because we have 2 options. You can design the application which is based on the SDK from Google, but also you can use our application, our SDK. Our SDK gives you don't have to have any relation with Apple. Relation means that you need to have the permission, you need to have the documentation, everything. So when you use our SDK, use our devices, you don't need this thing, because we already provided to you. We have the special license. We can certified devices, we can give it to you, so you can go ahead, develop your application based on our SDK. You could, and then, you know, that's gonna help you to speed up to the market. And that's also gonna help you to support moving forward, maintenance, because, you know, this is SDK from Zebra. I don't care if something doesn't work, I go to Zebra, I go after Zebra. Also, our SDK, when we release for the next Android generation, we test, validate, and, you know, before we provide to you. The other thing, we're providing package. Package means that you have the SDK, and I will talk a little bit later about how we build the SDK, how we manage the key, which is very critical for the application, private key, and what additional components of the SDK. We have the service, which is running on the device. So we're providing this. Sorry about that. We're providing passes. So it means that we have special website. You can scan this actually QR code with your iPhone or your Google phone, and automatically you're going to be asking some question, and pass is going to be loaded. Pass is designed by us, yeah, but, you know, going to look Zebra thing, but, you know, still you can do your testing application. We provide also demo application with the source code. And of course, we provide lots of documentation for you to you know, be efficient. And we provide the support. If you have any problems, just call us, call me, and we're going to support you. So we have multiple customers using SDK, and they are happy, and we had only one problem with the SDK so far, over a year of using that. What SDK is doing, so we connect with the Apple, Google, we extract the data, we work with the data, whatever needs to, because data could have more complex information, like, you know, which city is this, what time it is, what date is this, all the complex information. We support everything in our structure, and then we operate on EC key. When I was testing first Google SDK, just on a regular Android SDK from NFC, I had lots of hard time with EC key operations. So we decided that SDK going to help everybody, and that's going to be main point driving that. The one thing which we don't provide the pass. I mean, capabilities to build the pass for yourself. You need to get special services, because pass also requires some relation with Apple, some permission with Apple. So we're not in this business, we're providing the hardware, we're providing the SDK to build your application. This is the application, looks like demo application, is the NFC ticketing demo, that's what we call this. You can install on your Android device. All documentation is here. I want to quickly show you documentation which I have on our website. There's lots of information. We have best practices. We have information how to handle the key when you push the key to the mobile device. You know, how to rotate the key. So we provide lots of information about the security. Also, our SDK is built this way that we have two components. One is SDK, the other component is service. The service is installable on the mobile device. It's not part of OS yet, but we're gonna do this someday. And service is what. Let me just go back to presentation. Service has lots of security involved. So our service is secured secured by secure process DEX. We run also the SAM check for the SDK, and we advise. I think we're running out of the time. Looks like, yes. All right. So so one more thing, couple things only quickly. There are differentiation why Zebra it's the best in the market with this solution. I would encourage you to come to our table. I can show you how everything is working with the iPhone. Even if iPhone is sleeping, if the screen is off, we're able to detect, we're able to read this. And this is I'm going to have the webinar for Dev Talk. This, if you scan the barcode, the QR code, and you can register and you can join my talking. Hopefully going to be much faster than this time. And any questions if we have time?